Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my 25th week of pregnancy update. Excuse the croaky voice, I've been ill for the past just a few days. But yeah, today I'm going to do my 25-week update and I feel like I've got more to talk about. There's been definitely a few more changes, so let's get on with it. So the baby, according to my baby centre app, is now the same size as a Swede, or the same weight as a Swede. Not the Swedish type, the actual vegetable type. So apparently that is 660 grams, which is the equivalent of 1.5 pounds, and the length of between 34 and 35 centimetres. When I checked on other apps and other bits of information like Bounty and Pampers and things like that on their websites, it seemed to range from about 33.6 or something up to 35 centimetres. So obviously everyone's different anyway. So my favourite bit, obviously how the baby has developed, and at this stage apparently the baby is just putting on more fat, so they'll end up with their chubby little cheeks if they make it to full term, which fingers crossed. That's what's been freaking me out this week. And the cones and rods in their eyes have started to develop to become a bit more advanced, so they can now have more sensitivity to light. So if you were to shine a torchlight or your phone light or something on your stomach, then the baby would move or react to the light. It's quite nice because a lot of people talk about feeling more connected at this stage with a baby, because obviously you're feeling like they react more to things. I've noticed when I drink cold water, she moves around. Certain foods or certain smells of foods like cheese, she seems to get excited, or I do anyway. And apparently also now the baby has started to understand a bit more about the equilibrium and the amniotic fluids. So she now understands which way is up and which way is down. So hopefully she keeps her head down. My total weight gain so far is 7 kilograms. So I think I've basically put on about a pound each week. It seems to have remained consistent. It's been my partner's birthday this week, and when I'm ill for some reason I just crave sugar. So I have had quite a bit of cake and chocolate and things, which I never normally have. So I imagine next week that'll be slightly larger. But yeah, for the moment 7 kilograms is my total weight gain up until 25 weeks of pregnancy. I've definitely had more pregnancy symptoms in this past 2 weeks. I think they've gradually come on. I noticed the first thing that changed was I feel like the baby's lying really low, right down in my pelvis, especially at night time. It seems to be when I go to bed, whether that's because I'm not up and about noticing it as much. But yeah, she's definitely pressing on my bladder and meaning that I have to go for a wee like instantly, which is really annoying because obviously it's like you've just got through all the day, not had a problem at all, got into bed and you need to wee. So the only thing I can think of trying to make that a bit better is not drinking so much water towards the end of the day. I think maybe that's where I'm going wrong anyway. I should be waking up and drinking my water in the morning and then gradually easing it off throughout the afternoon. Whereas at the moment I think I'm getting to like afternoon and realising I haven't drank that much and I'm like packing it back. So I'm going to stop that. The second thing that changed was leg cramps. I remember this from the first time, I'd completely forgotten. So you get into bed, go to sleep, everything's fine, you get into a deep sleep, and then you're woken up by this leg cramp pain. And oh my goodness, it is a pain. There's been a few times now where, you know, when you get that real intense cramp and then you wake up the next morning, you can't even, like, it's been pulled basically, your muscle's been pulled. So I have been walking the dogs quite a bit more just to keep active. I haven't been going to the gym as much because I've been backwards and forwards. I don't know if it's got to do with something like that, but I definitely remember having this first time pregnancy round. So I guess it's just something you have to just deal with, and there's no getting rid of it. So you just gotta bear with it. The other thing is I've found my hair to be really dry. Now this is what I never understand. So I totally agree that your hair becomes thicker whilst you're pregnant, and you know, you're meant to get this whole pregnancy glow. Your hair becomes thicker and luscious, and then obviously it's all false and you get to the end, you have your baby and all your hair falls out. But what the bit I don't understand is people don't talk about, well yeah, your hair's stayed in, but it's old hair that was meant to fall out and it becomes so dry and frizzy. Like I've had to just leave mine naturally like wavy, but if I just let it dry naturally at the moment and Don't put any product on it or anything like that. It is literally out here. It's massive and frizzy. And although I like volume, the kind of like Monica frizzy hair out of Friends isn't the look that I'm going for. Yeah, it just feels so dry. But I'll mention something in my new products that I've discovered that's been helping with that. Two?
Yeah.
You got a banana and a cup of tea?
Yeah.
The other thing I've noticed this past week is with moving house and things, my nesting instincts have really ramped up. I was wondering when they were going to kick in. I was kind of feeling guilty because I thought, oh, it's already because I've got my youngest one, so maybe it won't happen this time. But lo and behold, 24 weeks hit, and I started thinking, yep, I've started looking, like obsessing over nursery colours, like rugs, pictures, nursery mobiles. And now the theme is just like ticking over in my head constantly, and I'm constantly searching online. But the thing is it's not just like the nursery room that you want to sort out, it's everything. So I'm like spending my days just looking at storage and like pantry organisation. So this past 2 weeks I have discovered some new products, mainly just because of the different symptoms that I've had. So I'll start with the dry hair because I've probably got 2 products for that. So the first product is something that people already know about. It's the Olaplex Hair Perfector number 3. You're meant to use this once a week between chemical services to strengthen hair. At the end of the day, when I'm taking my makeup off and things, I just get some cold water, warm water, whatever, scrunch it through my hair so that it's damp. It does say you're meant to put this on uncleansed towel dried hair, so basically skip the process of washing it and just put water all over it, and then run it through from my roots to my lengths, tie it up, or just put it in a top knot and go to sleep, and I wash off the next day. That seems to be the most effective way to get rid of dryness and things like that I have found. I used to put it on with coconut oil, and I think basically the coconut oil was blocking the Olaplex, so that doesn't seem to be working, so now I kind of alternate between the two. The next thing for hair I've found is this Josh Wood Guardian of Colour Radiant Shine Hair Treatment Oil. This is just made up of 2 oils. One's a nut oil and the other one is Prakashi oil, which I've never heard of before. So another thing that I've discovered this past 2 weeks is Next wireless bras. It's the most comfortable bra in the world. Got it in light pink, or comes in like a dark grey blue. I got this in a 34D, which is probably 3 or 4 sizes bigger than what I am normally. It fits really well. It doesn't dig in at all. It doesn't do that weird like thing where you feel like it's sinking underneath your breast tissue. It's got a thick back. It's only got the 2 hooks, but it's like the equivalent of some 3 hooks, so it's got a lot of support in it. And it's super soft. It's actually nice to wear. I found a lot of maternity bras haven't been that comfortable. I've heard a few good things about Cake and Bonds, which I haven't tried yet just because they're more expensive, and when you come into the end of your pregnancy you're like, meh, do I, don't I? But if anyone wants to tell me about any maternity bras that they found that are really comfy, then please comment below, because I would love to know. Probably isn't a product, it's just something I bought for myself. It's actually a Disney Valentine's one. It's got Minnie and Mickey driving along in the car with little love hearts coming out. I just thought this was so cute. It's part of ASOS maternity wear. I nicked my sister's student discount, so it was like £20 with 10% off, so I just thought bargain. Just black and white and red, so easy to wear, just a classic throw on t-shirt. Other than that, I've just been thinking more about my birth plan. I know you kind of get to this stage and everyone now starts to prompt you, you know, like your midwife or the maternity or baby apps and things start saying, now's the right time to start thinking about your birth plan and buy a car seat, which to me just freaks me out because I start thinking, what, well, could it happen now? Is it that soon? So this time I'm actually thinking about taking the hypnobirthing route. I would love to hear about other people's experiences, whether they're positive or negative. I won't be starting probably for another 3 weeks because I'm going to start it when I move home. Just so that I don't have to travel like 2 hours to get there, which just sounds like a stress in itself. It just sounds like productive. So I'm thinking about going along that path or route and just seeing if it helps or works. Obviously I know that in an emergency situation or something like that I wouldn't apply anyway, but it's just nice to have as an option. I've also been worrying about postpartum this time, which sounds ridiculous. I mean, I know I haven't even had the baby yet, But for me, giving birth last time wasn't that bad. I was lucky I was induced, so it took a long time. It was from the Friday until the Monday. So although it took a long time, I didn't actually have any complications or emergency procedures or anything, so nothing's left me feeling freaked out. But the bit afterwards, the bits that kind of like no one tells you about, the bit after having the baby, that's the bit that's freaking me out at the moment. And I can't, I think, like, coupled with nesting, it's making me like want to sort things out for after now. So like having baskets of like aloe vera gel and witch hazel and everything like neatly organised, I feel like somehow that's going to help. But yeah, let me know if anyone else is going through this with their second or third or fourth babies. I just find it really interesting. It's so funny how our brains work, isn't it? I guess it's because you've experienced it before, you kind of know what to expect. And that was something that I didn't expect the first time round, like the amount that you bleed and things. And I felt like if I'd been just a bit more knowledgeable, then I would have been better equipped. Yeah, and it's the same. I've started thinking about breastfeeding, bottle feeding, things like that. So I've just got quite a bit going on in my baby brain at the moment. I just can't believe that I'm now into my 26th week. Where is time going? I'll be moving in 2 weeks' time, which I'll officially be in my third trimester, which is obviously classed as late pregnancy. I just find that mental. So that is my bump from the side, bump from the front, and this side. I've definitely felt a bit more uncomfortable when I'm sitting down and things on sofas. I do just feel like I've kind of got a water balloon stuck between my pelvis, which I guess really I do, so I can't complain. But yeah, I think that's it for this past 2 weeks. So next time I see you will be either a baby haul or my next 2-week update. I am going to be moving house in the next 2 weeks, so things might be a little bit frantic, so forgive me if I don't upload anything. Not that there's that many people that watch anyway, so I'm sure you won't mind. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, then hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up, and write any comments. I'd love to hear other people's opinions, things that work for them, especially coming up to third trimester. I'd love to know any third trimester clothing brands that you like, maternity bras, and any postnatal tips that you have would be fantastic. So yeah, I'll see you later, guys. Bye!